Okay, I keep forgetting what I'm talking about, so I'm just starting over. I'm standing in the sun. I should have been out here earlier. I'm in the direct sun. I'm getting irradiated. It fucking feels great because it's warm. Well, here's how that can be improved. I'm going to tell you. There could be a thing that was made of black rock, okay? It could have water storage within it, like the one I'm on right now. It's a big water storage thingy, like a castle. It's very cool. Look at the fun cacti over here. We got this thing that's supposed to clear out water and shit. Like, it's supposed to, the mirrors are supposed to, like, give it UV rays and fry the water. It's made of, like, this and plywood, and I don't know, it's all right. I like it, actually. The fact that it survived at all means it's great. This thing is awesome. It needs a little cleanup and repair. And I also have to read about it to find out if that actually does purify water to any degree, and if it's the kind of purification even matters to me, because I have tested my water. So I think of any magic eco solution, I'm always suspicious of it. I really have to know the science behind it if I'm going to invest in it, and I might be willing to invest heavily. Like, I don't know, there is a fuck ton of radiation, isn't there? And some kind of radiation probably is going to kill more shit or encourage it. And so I should permit or not permit whatever frequencies do whatever happened from the sun to my water. Does that make sense? Like, every kind of wavelength that can hit the water, what happens if I let it hit this amount of water? What happens to it? What happens if I let the other one hit a different piece? What are all the kinds of water I naturally get out of solar radiation exposure at whatever radiation frequencies I feel like? And test out the properties of each one. I don't know if there'd be a difference. There ought to be. You'd think so. If certain things kill stuff like UV, maybe you could sterilize water really well that way. And I did test my water, but it's not a perfect test. And I need a goddamn microscope, and I need a laboratory, really. I need a like every single kind of home science laboratory that is conceivable at whatever level you commercially would want to try and sell to somebody with too much money. Give one to me. I will fucking play with it. I will evaluate it. Of anything. I will make videos. Now, I never posted my test kit, my water test kit one, but that was also not sent to me free. I would definitely say if somebody sends me a product that's good, and I would recommend don't send me your product if it's not good. Like, if there's any pseudoscience involved, if there's any woo-woo, anything, like, I'm sorry, all I'm going to say is, like, mean things, and I would rather not, okay? I hope you do well in your business, and we have a difference of opinion about the use of placebos and perhaps spirituality and knowledge and epistemology and shit, actual rational thought that isn't woo-woo things trying to manipulate people and sell them crap. So actual products I don't have to say that about, because I don't want to insult anyone. I would like you to do well. People need to be served. Serve them. But I'm not interested. I'm interested in camping type stuff of all kinds, because for some people, people coming out here, and the thing is, it is cold at night. And I realize where I'm located. It's a really nice area, and it's theoretically mild. Truth is, it's motherfucking cold at night. That's just straight up. You got to say, it is too goddamn cold at night, and people need lots more warm places to be. And so one of the projects is massive sunrooms that as soon as the sun comes up, they heat up completely, and they're free of wind as well. They're greenhouses. They're southeast facing greenhouses. I have the fucking hill for it over there. It's already set up. I have various long-term plans for it, which should be all written up by people who are good at that, like with SketchUp or some CAD program to, like AutoCAD or something, I don't know, whatever works, to draw that shit up. I need architects to just stick that in there, and we can both take credit for it. I need hands that can put it in, and I need to change it, so I need to work with them changing it as well. So it's not going to be drawn up perfect. It's going to be a iterative process in a way of like dragging these stairs over there and like, well, how much of this is that? What are ultimately our rules of architecture we're following in designing this building? And then each building like that is built specifically for an individual spot that has exact individual slope. And so as an architect project, a bunch of people could actually propose, How do you build this building in this place that fits in this magic, cool way that's all thought out? And we've thought of this part, we thought of this part we're sure about, that part we don't know shit. And then we want it to look cool after it's really functional. Everything has to be fucking functional as fuck. Every single piece of it. Except it also has to look cool. But we can put a layer of cool on top of super functional. But function first of all types of energy coming in and leaving the building, the way it's heated, the way you use every bit of light, like this morning sun right here, this magic fucking resource that can make your entire life better if you were to funnel it into spaces and make them super comfortable. And if you really did want to make a place that was too hot too often, and you're willing to even make it like an oven sometimes, fuck it, why not? You can channel that if you plan. You can have ways to channel that further into the building. You control heat. The most important heat starts out early in the day. You're drying out a bunch of air. You're letting that flow through your building. You have plants whatever the levels you like and the amount of direct sunlight you want or not. You could toss into the mix if you want to go really nuts with it. You could toss in as experiments even, at least one as an experiment. Come on. And if you're going to make space for one and you're going to imagine a really big building, fuck it, you could plan for spaces for 10 potential, like solar hot water heaters, evacuated tube solar hot water heaters. I've talked about those before. They're a technology that is used widely here. It is not used in much of the world. Probably, I don't know. You'll have to tell me if it's used by you or not. It's those big silver tanks with black tubes under them to heat up a lot of water really hot. They're hot water heaters. And they have a vacuum in the tube which no heat can get out of. So radiation goes in, hot water goes up to the thermos thing, and no heat can get out. That's the critical thing. The fact that it's a vacuum is the magic part. It would still work even if it lost its vacuum, but it would work like some shitty amount is good. Like, I'll just say 10% is good. I don't know. But you're going to lose all your insulation. Right now you have magic insulation there. And so even when it's cold out, when that water should be cold, it's not even close. That shit heats up quick. So that is the magic way to I think, harvest solar energy for now. It's a midway between things. Now, we have to also assume we don't know how to build those. So those are going to fail. So we still have to make architecture that builds a building using solar energy, assuming those don't exist. Assuming even maybe we don't have glass to make a greenhouse. And we're sure as fuck not going to make a plastic greenhouse. Those always suck. I hate seeing old ones all the time. It's depressing to me that somebody invested something and lost their investment by having something that's tattered plastic in the wind. Nobody won on that. And I don't blame them. They were just trying to get along and do their experiment. But we need to build and invest perhaps as societies. Perhaps if we sculpt land even, for example. I mean, I have the opportunity to do that. Like I can set pieces of land aside for different things. And anything that can be used for really easy agriculture that is super beneficial should be set aside as garden. However that gets owned or managed, I'm unsure of. I don't know if that becomes broken off as a different part of a nonprofit owning it. Like I could have a nonprofit. I could divide this place up, right? Give it away to various nonprofits, of which I have a fair amount of control over them, and eventually will no longer be part of because I'll be dead. People who want to invest in those get rewarded with control over the nonprofit that actually owns the land. In other words, it encourages collectives to form of good people that I actually trust as amazing neighbors. People who would help make sure we have a good road. People who would not be noisy, because anything I'm about that I control, I accept how things are in the local culture. They're very noisy by my standards. I'm glad I don't live there. But I like living in a place that's quiet. And so for my place, part of the agreement we make together, anybody who gets anywhere near me till I die and after. So I want to recruit other people who really like quiet as part of the base culture. Shut the fuck up. Please don't be noisy. Don't pollute don't have your radio going in your car. Okay, shut the fuck up. Get your earbuds or earphones or something. Anytime you want to hear radio or music, whatever the fuck you want to hear, put it in your fucking earphones. You know, I don't want to hear you. And I say that because I've been alone for many years, and I really value the silence that I have. And I am okay with people quietly talking to each other from place to place. But I would like, at least where I live, in the part I live in, the part that I'm going to have closest to my heart until I die, the part that I've zoned out as essentially Brian land. I don't even know how many hectares it is. I should measure them. And also I'm undecided on part of it. And there's going to be things that are kind of Medio Brian land. But, you know, fuck it. I need to build a hospice probably eventually. Although, fuck it. If I'm going to die, I don't know if I want to make a hospice. I might just say, hey, come here and die.